video, 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 video space. Video talk, talking video talk, we're 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 talking video talk, talking video talk, we're 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 talking video talk, talking video talk, talking video talk,
Yeah.
talking video talk.
Bitch, we're talking with our boy Willie. You know he's got the shit. He's dancing real hard. I know you'll never get sick of it. He's got that tee on, got that long sexy hair. You know he's about to take his shirt off, his abs so bare. He's got a six-pack. They call him Suburban Commando. He's a big motherfucker and he's dropping it low. He's about to slap that ass, baby, about to slap it so hard. You ever seen this motherfucker running naked through your backyard?
We're talking video talk, we're talking
Video talk, bitch, we're talking video talk. Get your video talk. You best subscribe. You best subscribe or die. You best subscribe or dive to video talk.
Good evening to you, my droogs. You have set your yarble set for this Clockwork Orange live broadcast, which may be one of the better films ever made. Yes, I think this deserves its own broadcast, don't you think? Especially when it's 50 years anniversary. Hello to everybody. Welcome to the live chat. And yes, oh man, I have a little hangover because I was last night, it was Finnish Halloween, and last night I was at the murder dinner party, which there was this kind of role-playing game where you have to figure out who is the killer in that dinner party. And yes, we figured out the killer correctly, so the game was a little exciting and entertaining. How has your weekend been? Oh boy. I have to drink some of this blue drink. But tonight I don't. It's not gonna be as long as usual, this broadcast, because I don't think I have 2 hours to talk about this film. I have plenty to talk about this film, especially from this 4K release, and that is maybe that is probably something that interests you the most. Of course, Bubre loves Willy and Clockwork Orange. This is such a funny coincidence. I bought Clockwork Orange Blu-ray at the flea market for $2 this morning, having no idea about the anniversary. Yes, it was made in year 1971 and it was released, was it something around, well, depending on your country, it was released around summer, October 27th says the Finnish release date, but it was 72, but I don't know, what is the United States release date? 19 December, New York City. 19th December 71, it was released back in the States. Hebbo was supposed to watch this movie before this broadcast, but I forgot. Yeah, hello, Santeri Paju. Do you have hangover this time? Well, I don't usually, on the contrary, you might think I don't usually drink every weekend, but you know, this October, November, before Christmas, it's kind of a busy time for parties, at least here in Finland, so. And next week shall not be different because it's the Cinemadrome weekend, and next live broadcast next Sunday I will be talking about the films that I watched in the Cinemadrome. So stay tuned for another exciting live hangover episode from Video Talk Willie. Who was murderer yesterday? Yeah, the murderer was the male lead star in that fictional movie that we were kind of celebrating its rap party. But the male lead did kill the director of the film. I'm Heischer. Your name is pretty hard to pronounce, at least for my tongue. Einheimischer says, hello, I like your shirt. Yeah. Do you know which film this shirt is from? Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh man, oh man. Okay. So I think it's time to start this show. As you remember, last time I unboxed this film, I will go to that for a while. I will later talk about that release, but first let's talk about a little bit about the film. Yes, Clockwork Orange is based in the novel of same name about written by Anthony Burgess, and that novel was made in year 1962. It's a dystopian kind of black comedy about this youth gang led by this Alex and his droogs, and it was notable for its violent content, and also the other thing it is remembered of it is this slang that was developed for this book called nadsat. It's kind of a mixture of Russian and city talk and this kind of weird words like yarbles and Gulliver and Moloko, kind of these Russian originated words mixed with English language. So that is pretty awesome, and I have never read that book, but I hear that this book even comes with its own vocabulary in the end. So have you guys read the book, and what do you think about the book? It was written by Anthony Burgess after, I think, his wife got raped. So writing this kind of a novel, it was kind of like therapy for him, to write it out of his system. And yes, Stanley Kubrick was considering earlier this book to be filmed, but first he thought that it's unfilmable because of the language and because of the violence. But after he made the Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey, and it was it was not as successful as he was hoping for, and it was very expensive film. It was like $12 million, and compared to the nowadays, today's money, it would be something around $80 million. So it was one of the most expensive films ever made at that time. So Kubrick kind of wanted to do this film and do this Clockwork Orange thing as a low-budget film. Yes, indeed, this was a low-budget film, depending on the source. It was made for just about $1 million to $2 million. So it was very cheap compared to the Clockwork Orange and compared to the other films of that time period. Yes, the 1971, that was an awesome year for kind of a controversial film and different type of adult films. Yeah. In that year came Ken Russell's Devils, a masterpiece starring Oliver Reed, a very, very groovy picture, this Devils, and also Dirty Harry. Yes, I will be talking about Dirty Harry later in the Finnish channel at least. Yes, and that was actually released Christmas Eve of that year. And Straw Dogs from Sam Peckinpah. These all came out in 1971. And compared to Dirty Harry or Straw Dogs, the Clockwork Orange was easily the cheapest of these three that was made. And by the way, including Clockwork Orange and these Devils and Dirty Harry, they were all released through Warner Brothers. So kudos to Warner Brothers on making such a cool batch of movies. Yeah. Have you guys seen The Devils or Dirty Harry? Of course you have seen them all. And Yeah. Lino Marchetti has read the book. It's hard read but worth it. Gets easier as you go along. So probably it's difficult to read because of the slang, don't you think? I may have to read that someday, because I have read 2001 Space Odyssey, so I should read this one too. And also, yes, Santeri Paju, you are quite right. French Connection also came out that same year, so it was a great year. Great, excellent year. So, yes, it was a low budget film and it was shot on locations. You know, they didn't build any sets for it, and it was shot in this kind of newly constructed condo area, and that kind of looks like kind of futuristic place. That place where Alex lives, and also prison is shot on that same location, and it is starring, of course, Malcolm McDowell, a guy who was practically pretty unknown at the time. He probably did only one film. It's called something like If, but I have not seen. Have you ever heard or seen If? But actually, Stanley Kubrick was kind of like, okay, I want to make this film, but I don't know who is gonna star in it. And first he considered Mick Jagger to be Alex. Well, I'm pretty glad that it fall through, because, and I'm very glad that Stanley Kubrick saw that If and took Malcolm McDowell to be starring as the main character Alex in this film, because if that character would be played somebody who doesn't fit in that role, it would definitely it wouldn't work as good as it works, because I think in the addition of direction of this film, it is very critical that Alex is played by a good actor, because he carries the film. Alex is so big character in this film, so it's gotta work. Otherwise, this film wouldn't work. Yes. So Janne S says milk drinking and Beethoven. So you have probably, I think most of people in the chat probably have seen the film, so I don't think it's necessary to go in the details what happened in that film. And also I would like to avoid any spoilers, any big spoilers, but nevertheless, let's talk about a little bit about the film. So the film is about this youth gang led by Alex, and the other three guys in that gang are Georgie Boy, Dim and Pete, and they are hanging in this milk bar drinking Moloko Plus. Milk Plus, and I don't think this is probably some intoxicating drink or something like that, but they are hanging around in that milk bar, and also their hobbies include going out to beat some bums under the bridge, and also driving like madmen in the road and causing traffic accidents, and also entering this elderly couple's house and raping the lady and kicking the shit out of this older writer guy. Yeah, and that is only the first night. That is basic night that the movie opens after that. And after that, the next morning we get to meet Alex in his house, and we meet his parents, and also we learn that Alex loves Beethoven, especially Ludwig van, like he likes to call it. 100 has recently watched it. It feels like the character of Alex was certainly influenced by Malcolm McDowell's character in the movie If. Okay, well I really can't compare it because I have not seen the If film. Yeah. Okay, but Malcolm McDowell as Alex likes to drink milk and listen to Beethoven, and then he gets in the fight with his droogs, the other guys in the gang, and he kicks the shit out of those people as well. And also, as a result, they betray him during this robbery, which goes south, that he accidentally kills this woman with this huge clay dildo. For some reason she has that in her apartment as like a decoration. So he kills the girl, and his droogs hit him with a milk bottle, and he falls down, and the police capture him. And by the way, I have never realized that one of these cops is Steven Berghoff, Lieutenant General Bodovsky from Rambo 2 and other great pictures. Hello, Droog, says Tutti Punti. Welcome to chat, also. Yeah. Yes, and then Alex is sent to prison, and then there he, in order to shorten his sentence, he enters this Ludovico treatment, which they like hang out his eyes open, and then they give some sort of psychological medication for him and make him watch these violent films, which happen to be riddled with Beethoven's music. So as the Alex watches those films, he's forced to watch those films, he suddenly starts to feel very sick. And the Ludovico treatment means that if you think about violence or see violence, it makes you feel very sick. Sort of like a antabus medicine for violence, if you will. I have never seen it, got to watch it. Oh, hello, do you mean you have never seen Clockwork Orange? Oh shit. Okay, and after that, Alex is released from prison, but he meets everybody that he has done wrong to, and everybody takes revenge on him. Yeah. So I won't be spoiling the ending, but the story is pretty simple when you think about it. It's not really that special of a story, but did you know that the book contains one more chapter in the end? The American version didn't contain this last chapter where Alex is kind of like feels sorry about what he's done and realizes that even without Ludovico treatment he doesn't want to do violence anymore. But that last chapter was omitted from the American release of the Clockwork Orange novel, and also it was omitted by Stanley Kubrick, and the reasons were that it was not consistent with the character Alex, this final chapter, and also it was not believable. It felt like it belonged to some other book. So I think, having not read that, and I don't know except what I just said to you about that final chapter, but I think that is absolutely the right, correct solution for the film, because the film, as it ends, it is the perfect ending of the film. I would hate to see like 10 minutes more and Alex feeling sorry about what he's done. That would definitely have sucked. Nico75 has seen it about 10 times. So what is your favorite scene in that film? Because I have plenty. In fact, this film includes nothing but my favorite scene. Because this is a crazy film. This is very like over the top and cartoonish and beautifully shot, and also it's got great music in it. So definitely this film is, you can watch it like a very entertaining action film, action violence film, but in fact the film is a lot smarter than that, because it's a study about violence in general. Violence used by an individual, and also violence used by a society, and also violence used as a political pawn. So it's about violence, but it is very, like I said, it's very cartoonish, entertaining. So it kind of like forces you to make a similar kind of a decision that Alex has to make in this film. It asks you, do you really like this? Do you like what you see? And why do you like this? Do you like violence? Well, if I answer that question, yes, I do. I like violence in movies. Yes, I love watching Clockwork Orange very much, but would I want to see that happening in real life? Well, I don't think so. No, hell no, I wouldn't. I would hate to see that going on in real life. But it's a very smart film and entertaining. Like it's two it was 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it goes on very fast, very fast. It's got not single dull moment, and I think it's pretty great achievement because the story, like I said, is not that special, but it carries on very easily these 2 hours when you watch it, at least for me. But do you like it? Well, what do you think of it? Well, probably everybody who has seen it probably... Is there anybody who doesn't like it? I would like to hear your opinion. Oisku has seen this film first from 1990 on VHS. You probably did not see it in cinemas. Love this. Yeah, I'm Hamish says he loves the scene where new son is Alex's parents' apartment and living in his room. Yes, that is very funny scene. I love it. That is so funny scene, and also I like the scene where this youth counselor comes to Alex's apartment and starts questioning him, and it's acted so weirdly, and when he starts squeezing Alex's balls, it always cracks me up. And also the scene where the Catwoman is killed, like I mentioned, it's killed with this large clay dildo. I love that. The setting and the style that it has made, the scene where it's made, it's not like gory scene, but it's like cut this painting in funny way when it's Alex crushes the head and then it cuts to the painting. So it's kind of a weird solution, but it works. It's funny. It's very cartoony and entertaining. And also, I love that scene where the Alex has had his Ludovico treatment, and this guy, he's on stage, and this guy comes in and starts insulting him. That is very funny scene also. And also, and my absolutely favorite scene is, of course, that when this prime minister is feeding Alex, and he goes like, when the spoon enters him. It's so fun. I love it. And who could ever forget that I'm singing in the rain, I'm singing in the rain. That rape scene where Alex sings that song, and it's kind of contradicting this this kind of a easygoing song contradicts this violent rape that is going on. Did you know that they were shooting that scene for 2 days, and Kubrick was like that, oh man, it's not working. So then he asked Malcolm McDowell, so can you sing? Can you dance? And Malcolm said, yeah, sure, I can sing. But I think it was the only song that he could sing, this Singing in the Rain. So they got the license to use it, and the rest is history. Lino Marchetti says, I will say this, it's a great film, but I have to say it's not on my list of favorite Kubrick movies. Not even sure I would make it my top 10. But Stanley Kubrick he didn't probably even make 10 films. Or how many films? Wait a minute. I think 10 must be the number he made films in general. Santeri Pajo says this movie is one of the best looking Kubrick films, and that is saying something. Yes, indeed. And it never is obvious that it was like a low budget film. Never. Probably the first time I saw the film was probably on VHS. I cannot correctly say when it was, but probably at the beginning of 1990s. I remember having that VHS. I don't have it anymore, but I had the small case Finnish VHS from this, and then I had the DVD, and then I have. Actually, I have 2 Blu-rays of Clockwork Orange, and now obviously I have the 4K release. So I've seen it like fucking million times. I have seen it also on television, but I have never seen it on cinemas, even in any kind of archival print screening. I don't remember there has ever been any in my hometown. So I would definitely like to see that on big screen someday. Has any of you guys seen that on big screen? Okay, Kubrick has made 12 movies. I guess it makes it to the top 10, lol. Yeah, probably. Well, if you ask me, this is one of the most trident of Kubrick films. I cannot say the correct order of these, which one is the best, but I think my trident for Kubrick films is, of course, 2001 Space Odyssey, which I have also on 4K, and also, of course, I have the trident includes Shining. These 3, including Clockwork Orange, in my opinion, are the best of Stanley Kubrick's films. All of these are 5-star films, easily, in my book, easily. '90s was a great time. We saw little kids at the best horror movies like Elm Street and Bad Days. Yeah, '90s ruled. And also David, Darth Vader bros, is also in this film. Yes, he doesn't say anything, but he plays this like a big bodybuilding guy in this this writer guy's house when Alex comes back later and that is also a very funny scene where the guy is asking questions. Do you want to have any more wine? Have some more wine? That's so insane, and it makes it all the funnier when this David Prose is just, you know, it's like watching from them next to him watching, and then Blu-ray has Shining, Clockwork and 2001 only on DVD. 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Sheriff. Hello to you too. Okay, Mr. Blu-ray Sheriff, do you have 4K of Clockwork Orange? And by the way, do you know what does Clockwork Orange mean? Well, Clockwork Orange basically doesn't mean anything. Some explanation is like this, like orange, which on the outside looks like an orange, like a juicy orange, but in the inside it's like a mechanical orange. I don't know why would you make a mechanical orange, because orange doesn't do it doesn't do anything. So I don't know what the mechanism would be in that kind of mechanical orange, but I don't know. But the actual thing, where this name comes from, was that the author Anthony Burgess, he was in some London pub someday, and he heard somebody coming to pub and talking about something else and saying something like yeah, that guy was queer like a Clockwork Orange. Queer like a Clockwork Orange. So that is something that doesn't really mean anything. It was like this kind of slur, and Anthony Burgess thought it sounded funny, and he made he made that as the name of this book. That small bodyguard part reminded me of Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Long Goodbye. Just watched it, and Arnold in yellow speedos looks hilarious. I don't think I have seen ever that Long Goodbye. Yes, indeed, I explained that in my Finnish broadcast on Friday, but I think it's appropriate to explain it here as well. The wine and spaghetti eating scene is indeed very funny. Yeah, indeed it is. Quinn says only Kubrick could follow Clockwork Orange with Barry Lyndon. Yes, indeed. Barry Lyndon is also, in my opinion, very an excellent film, but it doesn't come. It is not included in my trident of Stanley Kubrick films, which includes Shining and Clockwork Orange and 2001. A Space Odyssey. But Barry Lyndon, like Full Metal Jacket, these are both very, very good films indeed. I would probably rate Barry Lyndon like 4.5 stars. Probably not 5 stars, but 4 or 4.5 stars. And also the same goes for Full Metal Jacket. They're not 5 star, but 4 or 4.5 stars. The Long Goodbye is an excellent movie. It kind of reminds me of Polanski's Chinatown. Oh right, that sounds very good. So you're telling me Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing a role in that film? Is it a huge role? What year is that Long Goodbye from? How about that weird scene where Deltoid drinks the water that was soaking some... yeah, I noticed that. He doesn't even notice that he is drinking from a glass where is this fake teeth, false teeth are in that glass. That's kind of yucky. Oh man. And also, you know what else is kind of yucky in that film? That scene is very hard for me to watch because I have a like this horror for scenes that involve eyes and close-up of the eyes, but it's hard to me to watch this scene where Alex is getting his eyes like forced to be open, and then they put these eye drops and make him watch these films. I think it's very if I had been Malcolm McDowell, I don't think I could have done that scene because that was done for real. That was kind of the surgical instrument that they used in surgeons, which forces you to keep your eyes open. And in this documentary, they said that Malcolm McDowell, he just went crazy when he had to keep his eyes open for like a half an hour, 1 hour straight up, and he went crazy and he moved his head so like this metal thing gonna scratch his eyeball. Oh my god, even talking about all this makes me like cringe. Oh, that's nasty, man. That's nasty, man. How about Dr. Strangelove? Yes, I think Dr. Strangelove is very good, but I think it's slightly overrated. I don't think it's not my Kubrick in my Kubrick like top 5 films, not in that included. It's good, but I don't think straight up comedy is not probably Kubrick's strongest point. That's only my opinion. But yes, I have seen that plenty of times, and if you ask my opinion, the same years, what is this another nuclear war? Come on, this black and white nuclear war film from the same year. Pommin varjossa. What is it called in English? Failsafe. Yes, Lino Marchetti knows. Failsafe. Yes, Failsafe. Basically, it has the same kind of a context and same kind of subject of matter, but I think that's more better film for me. Yes, all of you guys know about the Failsafe. Do you like Failsafe? Do you like it better than Doctor Strangelove, or are you absolutely in favor of Doctor Strangelove? And do you think Doctor Strangelove would belong in the Kubrick's top 5 list, or even top 3 list? Yeah, Arnold is in 2 scenes. He has no lines, but is very visible as a henchman for the villain. A Long Goodbye is from year 1973. Hot damn! How come I have never even heard about that film? I don't know. Yeah. Gentlemen, you can't fight here. This is a war room. Yeah, that's funny scene. Yes, Clockwork Orange. It was a very successful film, but it had very much controversy. But it did $140 million in the box office, and for a film that cost $1 million to $2 million, that's a huge success. Probably it is one of the most successful films of Stanley Kubrick. But it got some very bad press in Britain. Every time there was some violent crime or rape or anything like that after the movie was released, every time the film got mentioned that it's like a Clockwork Orange crime. So Kubrick didn't like it, Anthony Burgess didn't like it, and it got to that point Stanley Kubrick started to receive death threats to his home in Great Britain, near London, or where does he live, and then he went to the police, and police kind of hinted that you probably shouldn't make these kind of films, and you probably doing this to yourself because your film is making all this, you know, this controversy. So it's kind of your fault. So Kubrick called to Warner Bros. Says, and I'm Stanley Kubrick, pull that fucking movie off from UK cinemas. And to my knowledge, this is the only time in movie history that this has been happening. You know, like director pulling his film off from the market. And the film was off the UK market from home video release for DVD and theater or television broadcast all the way, all the time, as long as Stanley Kubrick was alive. But right now I am holding, this is a UK release, this 4K release. So when Kubrick died, soon after that he died, the film was released in UK once again. But yeah, I think that is the only time this has happened. If you know any other occasion that this sort of thing has happened, well, please let me know. I think they are very different types of films. You're probably referring to Failsafe and Dr. Strangelove. I like them both, but Failsafe is my favorite to choose. Yes, my opinion exactly. Failsafe is decent, worth seeing as a historical curiosity, but not great. Okay. Top 3 for Lino Marchetti's from Stanley Kubrick is 2001, Barry Lyndon, don't have it here, and Eyes Wide Shut. Okay, an interesting and probably not a typical Stanley Kubrick top list. Santeri Paju's Santeri Paju's favorite Kubrick movie is probably The Killing. I love that movie. Okay, nice to know that even those older films have their share of fans, because I think the first genuine Stanley Kubrick film is probably, I think 2001 is one that clearly has Stanley Kubrick style. You know, Paths of Glory and The Killing are good, but they're not necessarily like the Stanley Kubrick style film, if you know what I mean. They're more like normal films, if you know what I mean. And Spartacus, I don't like that too much. No, I don't even have it. But I wouldn't call Spartacus a Stanley Kubrick film necessarily, because he was kind of like director for hire for that film, and the original director got fired by Kirk Douglas, and Stanley Kubrick kind of came in after they have already started shooting the film. So it's not like a genuine Stanley Kubrick film, in my opinion. Some say Eyes Wide Shut was edited after Kubrick's death. No, I don't think that's true, because I think Kubrick died a week after he got locked the edit. He said, okay, this film is ready to go to cinemas. And a week later he was dead. Very sad, very sad. Full Metal Jacket, ui ui ui, like we say in Finland, ui ui ui. It's a very good film indeed. The older Kubrick films have that cool black and white photography, which reminds me a lot of Kubrick's own photos back when he was a photographer. Yes, indeed, Stanley Kubrick originally was a photographer, and he did kind of these, like a photo, I don't know how you call it in English, this photo articles for Time magazine and other magazines as well. So before that, yeah, that is how he started the business. Originally. Yes, but I think now it's time to talk a little bit about this 4K release, 14th anniversary, 15th anniversary release of Stanley Kubrick's The Clockwork Orange. Yes, I know I already showed you this the last time when I unboxed it last Sunday, but I don't think you cannot too much show about these great looking box sets. Yeah. So of course we have the box here, and we have the, what do you call this, digi card or J card. And J card, your usual stuff about what's the contents of the package, but let's see what's the contents of the package. I think this cover is very nice, very artistic, and in a good way. You know, it's very simplistic like the original artwork is, but it's a new one. I don't mind this. I would prefer it would be the original artwork, but well, I guess you can have it all. So it comes with this envelope containing some first of all we have the poster, mini poster. This is the original artwork, the iconic original artwork. Clockwork Orange. This only has English audio. Actually, I don't know. Let's see if this says anything. No, it does have English, Spanish, English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish and Polish. So it's got soundtracks up the ass, man. You probably are looking for the German audio track. Yes, it has Finnish subtitles. I think this is the same release than it's released on in Finland. Oh, was this even released in Nordic countries? This single disc edition. I don't know. So the mini poster was there. Then we have some production stills. Look at that. It's Stanley Kubrick and shooting that scene in the hospital. Malcolm's legs are in there, and so journalists are there. And then we have the fake teeth in that kind of unused marketing photography. And then another scene from the shooting, this infamous eye scene, and also another marketing still, another here, another production still of the beating of the bomb under the bridge. So there you go, these things. Ooh. Oh man. By the way, if you have anything to ask, you can send a super chat if you want to support the channel and ease out my hangover. Storm over crime cured boy. These are the clippings from the film. That actually these are actual made up newspaper articles in the film. Or this one. Then there was this booklet, and it really doesn't include a lot to read. Here's some depiction about the film, and then kind of these production notes, you know, the set designs and pieces of screenplay and still from the record store, and another of these newspaper clippings and another piece of screenplay, production stills, and more production stills. Oh shit, man! Nico 75! Some help for hangover. Thank you so much, Nico 75. Thank you so much for your donation. This will indeed help my hangover. I'm gonna have a sip of this ginger. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I got so happy that even my camera got drunk. Okay, another for the other leg too, because that's such a huge donation. Thank you. Mama. Better not touch that stuff anymore. After all, I have to go to work tomorrow. They say the person giving Malcolm the drops was the doctor, but he was so nervous being in a movie, his hands were shaking. Indeed, he was a doctor, and he was given this one line. He says like, okay, how is going on, Alex, or something like that. And he got so nervous about this one line that he had to ask Malcolm, okay, what's your name? What was your character's name? What was the name? And Malcolm was, his eyes were forced open, and he was like, it's Alex, goddammit, say the fucking line. I'm in hell here. I want to take these fucking things out of my eyes. So I can imagine it was pretty grueling shoot for Malcolm McDowell. So script, production stills, and these are the tests for hats and clothes for the Alex, and some other production photos. And here we have the great looking dildo. By the way, Party Boys, our mini series, which you can see in YouTube. We have a dildo chainsaw in that show, and it was inspired by this for sure. Some previews shoots there, preview from the cinemas. Winner of New York Film Critics Awards, Best Picture, Best Director. Alright. You know what's funny? Stanley Kubrick never got an Oscar prize. What is this, Ville? You have 4K version of Clockwork Orange? No, Arsi. You probably would enjoy that more. Actually, it's a pretty good film, that Clockwork Orange 2. I remember watching it on FilmNet and enjoying it very much, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's check out this package, Clockwork Orange. So we have 3 discs. We have the Ultra HD, which only includes the commentary and also the other soundtracks, but no extras here. Then we have the Blu-ray, which also includes the extras in there. No, this is the feature film. This has extras. And then we have the bonus disc. I don't think this is in the regular edition. This has the documentary about Stanley Kubrick, Life in Pictures, and also Oh Lucky Malcolm. These documentaries are very great, but I didn't watch them for this live broadcast because I have seen them earlier, because those documents are to be found in that Stanley Kubrick collection, which I have Blu-ray somewhere over there. So I have watched it, and they are indeed very entertaining documentaries and informative documentaries. If you're at all interested in Stanley Kubrick's career and Malcolm McDowell's career, so I suggest you should check it out. So 10 other extras on this disc is the pretty much the same old extras that has been in previous releases. Malcolm McDowell looks back on Clockwork Orange. Yeah, nice interview of old Malcolm McDowell, and I think it was probably made for the Stanley Kubrick collection release. That is probably not on this original Blu-ray, which I have there with finished cover. I don't remember what. Let's check it out. Was there this extra? On commentary, still ticking, Return to Clockwork Orange. Great Bulls Diabologos. Näin tehtiin so how they made a kellopeli appelsin. And Oh Lucky Malcolm is on this disc too. So, but this was on previous release. This Malcolm McDowell Looks Back. Turning Like Clockwork Orange. Turning Like Clockwork considers the film's ultra-violence and its cultural impact. Yes, this was a documentary also found from the previous release, and commentary by Malcolm McDowell and film historian Nick Redman, and Channel 4 documentary Still Ticking, The Return to of Clockwork Orange. That was kind of a great documentary. It explains the things, the controversy about on the film, and the time when Kubrick pulled it out from UK distribution and stuff like that. Featured the great Bulsley Jorblokos making of Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick, Alive in Pictures, a film by John Harland. Yes, and narrated by Tom Cruise. Oh Lucky Malcolm, feature-length documentary about Malcolm McDowell. Yes. So in extra wise, there's nothing new in this box, which has not been previously released. So that is kind of disappointing, because this is after all, it's a 50-year anniversary, but I guess these documentaries in itself, they are pretty awesome. So I don't know, should they make another one, another documentary? Maybe there's still time, because there's Malcolm McDowell is still alive, and the producer Ed Harlan is still alive, so maybe they could have done a new documentary, but I don't know. These are pretty good extras, but kind of disappointing that they didn't include anything new for this anniversary release. But now it's time to talk about the picture quality of this film. That is probably something that interests you very much. So I think this Blu-ray, previous Blu-ray, the first Blu-ray, I think it was pretty disappointing, the release and the picture quality in this release, because I think this was one of the earliest Blu-rays that Warner Bros. Did. So the picture quality looks kind of flat color-wise, and also there's clearly to be seen like this kind of digital interface, digital disturbance, like the packaging errors, like this Lego palikkas in that picture quality. Not a best Blu-ray ever, no sir. But so it was about time that they did a new master and they remastered the film on 4K Ultra HD and gave it a HDR treatment for this release. So the picture quality is not that good, I have to say. It's not the best 4K release, because I think the main issue on Clockwork Orange is probably for the source material, because like I said, it was a low budget film, so I think there's a lot of like this unfocused area in the picture, probably due to the lenses that they used, and also this kind of weird errors in focus pulling. So like for example, a scene when Malcolm McDowell is entering the jail, so I don't know why the focus is at the back that he is holding. So could that be an error they made while shooting? Could that be there's an error in the Kubrick's photography? Or was there some point that the focus is in that bag? I don't know, because that bag is not at all important in that film. So I don't know. But I don't think that they can even this film cannot be polished anymore. So the source material is what it is. But I thought that this previous Blu-ray that was flat in color wise, but this is no flat color wise, because yes, for example, the scene where, if you compare it from this Blu-ray, the scene where Alex comes back from prison to back his parents, and when there's this new boy in the house, the wallpapers in that room, they are so outrageous. They're like red and blue and green. So that kind of a color balancing is very much more vivid and alive in this HDR treatment. And for the whole duration of the film, you can clearly see that the color is a huge improvement over the previous release. And you can see that right out of the bat when the film opens, and you remember the opening titles, that there's like this green background, and was it yellow color, this text. So clearly the color vividness is there to be seen right from the first frame. So I wouldn't consider that this is the best Ultra HD I have ever seen, but all in all, it's a huge improvement over the previous release, and maybe the best. Obviously, this is the best the film has ever looked, and maybe it is the best that this film can ever look. I don't know. Maybe they could do some more work, but I don't know. It looks pretty awesome to me, and I have seen this film multiple times, like on DVD and on Blu-ray, from television, on VHS, and this really stands out from all these previously from all these instances I have this previously seen. So if you're at all a fan of Clockwork Orange, this is the way to go, absolutely. If you are looking forward to seeing this again, so this is probably something that you need in yourself. Nico75 says that this is something I need to buy. I would recommend it. I would recommend this release. It's a bit sad that they didn't make any more new extras on that disc, but the picture quality is very good. An improvement over the previous release. For sure, for sure. They say the person giving Malcolm... okay, I read this already. Hitchcock never got an Oscar either. Yeah, that is pretty surprising. Kubrick went from all the special effects in 2001 to all acting in Clockwork. Malcolm carried the movie. Indeed, Malcolm... I say, without Malcolm McDowell, this film would have not been as great as it is. And yeah, Malcolm McDowell kind of like was, after that, was typecast in these kind of over-the-top roles. If we quickly talk about other films from Malcolm McDowell, let's see. A few years after, of course, there was Caligula. Oh yeah, this is insane film. Produced by Penthouse's Bob Guccione. And they kind of made this historical epoch with some erotic scenes, but they went on to this film and added hardcore inserts, and Peter O'Toole and Malcolm McDowell were not too happy about this change, because they didn't know. They probably knew that when the film was out there already, so that wasn't a happy project. But I think Caligula has Alex, Malcolm McDowell Alex. If Alex would have lived as an emperor, Alex would probably be Caligula. What do you guys think? Tutti Puntti will get this from Black Friday sale, and that's a wise decision. Wait for Black Friday sale if it's on sale then. And was this released on Nordic territory? Was it released? I'm sorry to say that I don't remember. But you guys probably have seen Caligula. It's God damn it, running time of this film is 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, 156 minutes, and it's all about decadence, this film. Recommend it. Come to think of it, I should watch this again. It's been quite a while since I last watched this film. And talking about, oh shit, my candles are falling down here. Oh. Talking about bad guy roles, have you seen Class of 1999? Malcolm McDowell is a cyborg, teacher cyborg in this film, if I remember correctly. This was directed by Mark L. Lester, the same guy who directed Commando. So Class of 1999 is definitely something you need to watch. And it's a sequel to Mark L. Lester's Class of 1984. But this one has cyborgs and it's set in the future. This kind of dystopian future, surprise, surprise. But Malcolm is not one of the gang members, but he's one of the teacher robot gang in this film. Henry's movie blog has the Nordic Clockwork. Alright. Caligula, proof that you can make even naked woman deadly dull. Well, it's not that bad. And one Malcolm McDowell film for the road. The Caller from Vinegar Syndrome. Have you guys even heard about this film? So I got this from Vinegar Syndrome and started watching it, and I was like, why the hell has Vinegar Syndrome released this kind of a very bland kind of 13 in a dozen thriller? Because it's about this a guy who goes to the house, and then there's this kind of it feels like a play, theater play at first, but then comes that plot twist, and it's incredible. This film has one of the most incredible plot twists, and it makes it worthwhile. I won't be spoiling this plot twist because you have to see it, but it's coming and it's awesome. I recommend this film, Color, but don't be scared about the dull, main description of the film. Yeah. Like Tutti Punti says, Caller was quite surprising small thriller, indeed. Malcolm McDowell is great in The Caller. That movie is crazy weird. Indeed, Mr. 100, indeed. You're gonna have to see it for yourself to understand the awesomeness of The Caller. Yeah. Well, of course, Malcolm McDowell has been in like 100 other films, but these are the ones that I wanted to take out from the shelf. Well, actually, Malcolm McDowell is not one of my favorite actors of all time, but indeed, his role in Clockwork Orange is one of my favorite performances of all time in any film. So clearly, that's a Malcolm McDowell show, and he makes the film work and stand out. Much like Jack Nicholson in Shining. Also, Nicholson's performance elevates the film, to the awesomeness. And same goes for Clockwork Orange. Alright. Do you have any questions about the release or the film or any ideas? Any topics you want to discuss about the Clockwork Orange? Oh shit, I have been on air for an hour. I thought it's gonna take me like 20 minutes to go through all this, but it has been like an hour. 37 people watching. Well, that's not a record, but I don't blame you. I thought that it's very good because I'm only, talking about one film. So I'm very thrilled that so many people still want to hear me talk about shit about Clockwork Orange. Tank Girl is a very funny, weird movie that has Malcolm McDowell. Yes, yes, I have seen Tank Girl, but it's like a million years ago. I don't even have Tank Girl, so that is probably something I should watch again someday. But I don't remember too much about that. I didn't actually remember even that Malcolm McDowell is in that too. Malcolm McDowell is, you know, great in color. Yeah. It's great, a Lindsey Graham film. Yes, I know the film, but can't say I have seen it too much. And also, I didn't mention anything about audio, but audio is probably the same that was in this previous Blu-ray. It's 5.1 DTS sound, and probably this one has the same. Yeah, DTS 5.1. Yes. So nothing new there either. And I didn't even mention the music of this film. This movie has this awesome electronical classical scores. It's very unique sounding, like the dee 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 dee, which by the way is the same music that is in Shining also. Dee 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 dee. This is probably horrible to listen to. My hangover singing. Yeah. And also Beethoven is highly used in this film. And used as a story vehicle. Lino Machetti, I suggest you get that color during the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I strongly suggest you get that because, yeah, watch it and tell me what did you think about it. That reminds me, this is off topic. I picked your because of your enthusiasm and truly enjoyed. Yeah, Lino Marchetti, you have picked something from me and enjoyed. That is music to my ears. Great stuff. Yours world, he's the man, Yours world, Did you like Clockwork Orange the first time you look it? It was sure what to think about it. I wasn't sure what to think. I remember always liking Clockwork Orange. I don't remember that I was like confused or should I like this or not. I remember always that I have always liked it. I quite frankly, I don't remember the exact thoughts I had the first time because it's very hard to me to pinpoint when did I see it the first time. Probably at the beginning of the 90s from VHS. Archie just ordered that 15-year anniversary release. Do you mean the same kind of a big box? Archie. Overall, I'm very happy about this box. I'm very content to this box. The artwork is good. The extras, however, they are not new, but the extras are good and extensive, and also the other stuff in this is some nice little bonuses in there. Yes, the same box. That's great stuff. Oh, by the way, I could add a link in the description for that release. I will do it now. So if you want to support the channel and order it, you can use that link as well. Wait a second. Wait a second, guys, I will add it. I'm singing in the rain. I'm singing in the... Has anybody seen Censor? No, I haven't. That was the Spanish thriller that Vinegar Syndrome is putting out. I have not seen it, but I am interested in it. is pretty expensive. It's like 50 euros. And 50 pounds. It's pretty expensive. But nevertheless, here's the link. Get the film. Also put the standard version link to it. To the and this is also available in steelbook format. By the way. And the basic version is 20 pounds. But you might want to wait for the sale. Yeah, here you go. There is the description field now contains the links to get the films. Hey guys, do you have any more questions? I think I'm about to retire for this evening. I'm very tired, very tired. Probably you could hear it in my building of sentences. And remember, next week we're gonna be talking about the films I saw in that Cinemadrome festival. There's gonna be New York Ripper, there's gonna be Turkey Shoot, and there's gonna be Spookies, and there's gonna be The Death Promise, and there's gonna be one other film, but yeah. So come see it. Come see it at the same time next Sunday. I remember that Clockwork Orange theme, Funeral March of Queen Mary main theme. My Karma's band uses that song in the intro. Great stuff. And it's very impactful song. I'm just embarrassing myself singing. Alright, Yarbles. Oh my god, I have the color on the shelf and I didn't realize it. Well, life can be kinda cool sometimes. I have had a few instances that I find a film that I need to watch and I didn't even know that I have it, and it's so great to find it in your own shelf. Oh god damn, I have it! Yay! Alright, anything else? If not, I thank you for watching this another show and I hope you like it. And also I thank you every watcher, and also I thank Nico75 for that hangover curing super chat. I have your package, I will send it next week. The raffle prizes from the Finnish chat, yes. And yes, I hope to see all of you guys next week with new tricks and new topics for video talk.
Hell yeah, alright.
Let's put the theme song running in the background. Well, good night all, yes. Good night to you, my droogs. Yes, I do like David Lynch. Maybe I talk about him sometime. Would you like that?
Talking video talk. We're talking video talk. We're talking video talk. We're talking video talk.
This theme song was done by the Merkins. I did a live chat with them about a year ago. Or was it in spring? But anyway, they did this awesome improvised song about me. Yeah, Lynch next. Well, let's see what I can do.
You know he's about to take his shirt off, his abs so bare. He's got a six-pack. They call him Suburban Commando. He's a big motherfucker and he's dropping it low. He's about to slap that ass, baby, about to slap it so hard. You ever seen this motherfucker running naked through your backyard?
Talking video talk. We're talking
Video talk, bitch, we're talking video talk. Get your video talk. You best subscribe. You best subscribe or die. You best subscribe or dive to video talk.
Alright, good night guys. Don't let the